Right, good afternoon, Year 2, and welcome to your RE lesson, your final lesson for today. We are looking at why people celebrate new beginnings, and we're really focusing on the seasons. Now, this was going to be quite a practical lesson, so you might need an adult's help with this, but we'll see how we get on. So, first, you've got some questions about what you've done previously in RE. Okay, so what was the weather like over the holidays? What was the weather like? We just had a break. What was the weather like? Extra points if you can say what season it was. Okay, and then last time we did RE, we learned all about the different creation stories. Okay, so what were the names of the three gods in the Hindu creation story? Can you name at least one? Extra points if you can name all three. Okay, how many days did God take to create the world in the Christian creation story? And then something you would have learnt about last year, what is the name of the religious book that Judaism believes in and follows? Right, let's go through those questions. So first of all, what was the weather like over the holidays? Well, it was in winter. It's pretty cold. Very cold, actually. What are the names of the three gods in the Hindu creation story? I wonder how many of these you got. There's Brahma, there's Vishnu, and there is Shiva. So well done if you got at least one of those or all three. Well done. How many days did God take to create the world in the Christian creation story? So it's 7 days a week, but you could have put 6 because on the final day he rested. So he didn't actually make anything on that day. And then what is the name of the religious book that Judaism believes in and follows? It's called the Torah. So well done if you got those. Let's move on. So we're kind of looking at how do we know when we look outside what season it is? So what clues tell us about the seasons? Okay, so first of all, just have a think. Have you noticed anything changing outside in nature? Has anything been changing? And what, we've already answered this, what is happening to the weather at the moment? It's getting colder. But have you noticed anything changing? Maybe with the trees? And you could write down anything you've noticed changing. Okay. So some key vocab: change means something is different. You've got celebration, which means you're like something's good. You're like, yay, celebration. Weather, we're talking about what it's like up in the sky, whether it's sunny, rainy, cloudy. Then seasons. There are 4 seasons. Hopefully you know the 4. If you don't, have a think. What are the 4 seasons? Okay, the weather changes throughout the year because of the seasons. So what do you know about the seasons? What are the 4 seasons, and what does each one do? What weathers do you get in each season? Hopefully you've paused the video, written down something for each season. So our 4 seasons are winter, summer, spring, and autumn. Those are our 4 seasons. Now, in summer and spring, it tends to be warmer, sunnier, whereas in autumn and winter, it tends to be windier, rainier, snowy sometimes. Fingers crossed we get snow. And also the days are shorter. Yeah, it gets darker sooner in the afternoon and darker later in the morning. The day is shorter than in the summer, where the sun comes up really early and goes down really late. Okay, so those are your main differences. So they all have their own type of weather. Now, this is kind of an optional thing. Go outside into your garden or just out on a walk with an adult. What clues are there for what season we're in? We know what season we're in, but do you see any of these things over here? Or do you notice anything else that tells me, oh yes, this is what I'm looking for? Okay, so pause the video, go have a go if you can, and then come back. Okay, so we are focusing on the difference between winter and spring. Okay, the difference between those two seasons. So in spring, the weather starts getting warmer, which makes the plants grow again after the cold winter. So leaves start to grow back on trees, flowers start to bloom, and blossom appears on some trees. So we're coming towards spring. As winter finishes in the next couple of months, spring will begin as we move towards sort of April and the holidays there. Birds begin to return after migrating to sunnier climates from the cold winter. Ooh, migrating. So migrating is animals that move to a different place of the world depending on the season. So when it's really cold here, birds are like, oh, I'm not a fan of this. I don't like this. So they fly to somewhere where it's nice and warm. And then when they're like, oh, okay, it's warm again over there, I'll fly back. All right. And then some animals start waking up from hibernation. So again, it starts to get cold, and some animals are like, you guys fly away. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep this out, get under my leaf duvet, and just wait for this winter thing to pass. Okay. In spring, the weather gets warmer, but it also starts to rain a lot. It's called April showers because it tends to rain a lot in April. Okay, you tend to get a lot of rain because water helps grow the plants. It's also about celebrating new beginnings and new life in spring, because new life is born like a chick from an egg. So have you ever heard of Easter before? What is Easter? Have you heard of it before? Pause the video, write down, what do you know about Easter? Okay, right, three things you can do today. Now, you do not have images, but what you can do is sort different things into winter and spring. There are no images, sadly, but what you can do is get two headings, winter and spring. Make a little table like that, and then just tell me what goes in winter, what goes in spring. If you want to extend yourself, do it for all four. So keep it going. Put summer here, and then autumn the other side, and tell me what goes into each season and describe the difference between the four seasons. So that's your job today. Just can you tell me the difference between at least winter and spring, but really all four seasons if you can? What are the differences between the seasons? Okay, that is your challenge for today. All right, thanks everyone. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you tomorrow for your next lessons. Thanks everyone, bye.